Welcome inside Generations Physical Therapy here in Hurricane, West Virginia. Over 20 years of service and now 7 locations, including Charleston, Nitro, Winfield, Hurricane, Milton, Barboursville, and Grayson, Kentucky. Give them a call, 304-760-5660, or check them out on the website, generationspt.com. Episode 10 of Biscuits, Brews, and Ball podcast. Jack Withrow alongside the man, the legend, Bryan England.
Yikes.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Chilling.
Actually. Yeah,
well,
that's
I
all
guess
we do is chill, right?
Yeah, there is a lot going on. Sometimes I don't know what day it is, but maybe that's a good thing sometimes. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the sports world and family life and, well, you name it. You know how that is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, every day there's something. Actually have to force myself to slow down sometimes, which is, I think, a good discipline to have, is forcing yourself to slow down and rest. Yep.
Rest. What is that?
I think it's when you cease activity.
Take a nap.
Right.
Put your feet up on the couch on a Sunday afternoon, which I didn't do it. I had a day off Sunday. What do? I get in the car and drive to Glenville State, watch baseball in the sweltering heat, and then make it back like at 10 o'clock that night. So,
who was playing?
UC was playing Glenville State.
Okay.
So,
yeah, well, you love baseball.
I do.
It's your sport.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of sports.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of a volleyball guy too now.
I don't know about that, but I do like volleyball.
Yeah.
I'm not a volleyball guy.
You're a baseball guy, though.
I'm a baseball guy. I guess you could say I'm a football guy, too.
Yeah.
Although I don't like calling football like I do baseball.
Yeah. What is it about calling baseball that you like?
It's relaxing.
Is it?
Slow pace.
Yeah.
Even softball, softball's pretty fast paced, but still it's slow enough.
Right.
To where you can maybe like chit chat with other people, and do other things. Football's demanding. I mean,
you gotta be on it.
It's tough.
Yep.
I mean, you got 22 players out there on the field, almost like soccer. Soccer's tough too. Mm-hmm. So, but both of those sports are demanding. At least for me, it is. Because I'm not big time yet. I didn't know if you knew that.
I mean, that's news to me, because
I don't have 2 or 3 spotters surrounding me and in my ear and a producer in my ear.
No, that would help. But for the resources that you're given, I think you do pretty good.
So, but I have fun with it. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah, but I tend to like the baseball. It's a lot of fun, especially at college. I mean, I've enjoyed up at UC. It's pretty cool.
It's high level baseball.
It is very well. Yeah. Division II is very high level in all sports.
Yeah, people don't know. I mean, that's what you have sometimes hear this whole D1 or bust mentality out of some kids. I don't say all kids. I don't like to stereotype everybody, but that is a mentality out there. I'm D1. If I'm not D1, I'm less than. Yeah. Step on that court.
I'll show you.
Step on that court in the MEC and see what kind of ball you're going to be playing.
Exactly.
I mean, it's high-level basketball. It's high-level baseball. Talking to Nick Watts, who's new coach at University of Charleston on the defensive side of the ball, former St. Albans coach, and he was telling me, he's like, man, in my position group, he's like, all my guys, like,
studs.
They're all-state guys at whatever state they are from.
Yeah.
At UC, so you got to appreciate the level. And, man, any kids listening, it's a privilege to play college sports.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what level.
No, any chance you get, take it. If you love it, take it.
Yeah, I mean, when I came out of high school, I went to Tech, which at that time it was the WVIAC. Mm-hmm. Of course, it was NAIA. Man, it was like these dudes from Florida they're fast.
Yeah.
The dudes from Ohio are big. Pennsylvania, I mean, it's a different world.
Yep.
I mean, you come out of high school thinking, I'm pretty big stuff. I'm going to college, but then you get pretty humbled quickly. So, but it was fun.
Oh yeah.
I had a great time playing football. Should have went and played baseball though. I always regret that. But
well, we all have regrets. Yeah. So, but football was, I'm sure, at that point in time, a little more exciting for you. So.
It was, and I mean, I had a dream to play football in college, and I did. So, but I look back at it now, I was like, man, I should have just went and played baseball.
Yeah.
So, but
what
it is.
What position did you play in baseball?
I was a catcher in baseball.
Nice.
But some college coaches told me I'd play second base. I thought, I'm going to go play football.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
No, we were talking prior to the coming on for this episode. You mentioned you're not quite big time yet. One thing I can appreciate about Jack, and learned this lesson from one of my former coaches, who actually coached me as a JV basketball player at Eastern Randolph High School in Randolph County, North Carolina. His name was Daniel Roos, and he's the head men's strength and conditioning coach for the basketball team at VCU. Prior to VCU, he was actually at the University of Texas with Shaka Smart. He was at VCU prior to that with Shaka when they went to the Final Four. But, I did an interview with him, it was a couple years ago during COVID. We were toying around with a little coaching podcast at the time. And
Coach's Corner, what?
Coach's Corner, yeah. Or Coach's Conversations. I can't remember. But anyways, it was
so long ago.
A lot of coaches, a lot of coaching conversations going on. But he said something that he's lived by. He really stuck with me, and that's make the big time where you are. And he did that. I mean, he's a JV basketball coach, and you would have thought he was coaching the New York Knicks or the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think it was that mentality that got him to where he is today. And he's been on the bench. He's coached a Final Four team. VCU is, year in and year out in the top of their conference, competing for a conference title now. He was at the University of Texas, one of the biggest universities in the country. So I think that mentality is also one that people that are successful, I think they have that. As much as you don't want to talk about yourself. I mean, sat there in 2014 and watched you do your first season of play-by-play basketball. Yeah. At Winfield. It was a big deal. I mean, you were making it the big time.
Yeah.
And to me, now you're to the point where, you're calling MEC tournament games in multiple sports. You're calling, University of Charleston every game that in the major sports and some minors when you can get there, doing things with Metro News, doing things with the HD media, just all kinds of stuff. Long way from just scrapping it together at Winfield, you know what I mean? But for those listening, there's a direct correlation between doing the best you can where you're at, making it the big time, and taking it to the next level. That's what takes you to the next level, is having that mentality. So,
well, I treat everything like it is the big time.
Yep.
And I can remember our first game that I did with you was at Nitro, Winfield at Nitro, and we won that game.
Yep, the first one.
I hate to say we because that's a broadcaster thing you shouldn't do, but since we're talking about
you were
I'm not
very Tony Caridi-ish.
I treated it like it was a Final Four game.
Yeah.
I envisioned that. My dad always taught me growing up that you have to envision winning.
Yeah.
You have to envision, like in baseball, you're sitting out there. There's a lot of downtime in baseball. And so what do? You think about what are you going to do when that ball comes to you? What are you going to do when the ball goes to left field? What are you going to do when the ball's bunted? Situations.
Right.
And you envision yourself making the plays.
Yep.
Whatever play that is. And, you know, as a kid, you envision yourself making that last second shot in basketball or catching a touchdown pass with time running out, you know, baseball hitting a home run in the final inning. But, you know, you envision success. And I don't think a lot of kids do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, growing up. Now, the successful ones do. I'm sure they do.
Right.
But kids, it's like, I'm talking to them and I can remember, you know, coaching my sons, and I would tell them that you got to envision things,
right?
You know, you got to envision the success, envision hitting that ball or making the basket,
right?
You know, see it, in your mind, and then, you know. But I mean, that's how I treat like all my broadcasts,
right?
I treat it like the Final Four or the World Series or, you know, the Super Bowl, you know. And I know it's not. I'm nowhere near that. But that's how I treat. I mean, right now, I'm treating everything right now like we're, you know, Colin Cowherd or somebody like that. And I'm just using him as an example. But, you know, that's how I treat things.
Yeah. And I think that translates into every level of life, career, family, you know. You have to work. It doesn't have to be the glitz and the glamour for it to be the big time, you know, and that mentality of embracing where you're at and envisioning what could be next is what will take anybody to the next level, you know. And if it doesn't happen, you made the big time where you were. Yeah. And you can go to sleep at night knowing that you did your best.
Yep. We're getting ready to head to Glenville State this weekend, video productions crew, Butch Mounts and us, and we're getting ready to do the Mountain East Conference track and field championships. And Butch and them, we've done state track and field for WVSSAC. This is our first time in the collegiate track and field, which you have a little bit more events. You know, you have the decathlon and that thing, all that, and then you have the, of course, you have the pole vault, shot put, high jump, long jump, and then you got the hammer throw.
Do they do the javelin?
And the javelin, yes. Okay. So there's a lot more events. Yeah. And we are treating it like the Olympics.
That's right.
You know, in our minds, we had lunch today. You know, we're talking about, and we have a map of the facility, and so we're like, here's a camera right here, here's a camera right here. What if we put a mic down on the field? We start doing interviews, right? You know, during this event or this event, right? You know, how about a camera here? But we're envisioning the whole thing, the success of it, and now it might not. It usually doesn't happen the way we envision it, but
never.
At least we have a game plan of success. It doesn't always get there, but you know, at least we have a game plan of success. So.
And that's another, I guess, success tip, really, you know, is being able to handle the change or the curveball. Or the failure. Or the strikeout. Like, you've got it planned out. You've got the vision. You know, you've done your due diligence in that. And then it doesn't quite work out the way that you thought it was going to be. Now, how are you going to respond? Yeah. You know?
And we have a lot of failure in streaming.
Oh, yeah.
It's always something that sneaks up on you in live production. You know, either the internet went down or somebody unplugged you somewhere. But you got to be prepared. You got to be prepared for failure and change. So,
but,
you know.
There's another one. I mean, you're gonna fail if you're not prepared. I mean, you have to.
And sometimes when you are,
and
prepared,
even when you are prepared, you're gonna fail. But the chances are less likely if you're more prepared.
Yeah. Well, and the chances of you recovering,
right,
when you do fail. So. But yeah, that's great stuff.
That's right. So you got UC. You said that you went to Glenville and watched them play.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Not good for UC that day.
Really?
Yeah.
How they doing overall?
Overall, great.
Really?
Yeah. I think they're having a really good season. They came into the season, offensively. I mean, they're tops in the conference,
right?
And they've got some pitching. They've had some pitching highlights. The National Pitcher of the Week last week. But this is baseball.
Yeah,
took a loss this Sunday.
Yeah.
So 1 week later,
the sport where you fail the most, right?
Yeah, it's based off of failure,
right?
So, but overall, they're doing well. I know he'd probably like to have better pitching, but they got some young guys.
Mm-hmm.
They lost a lot of good pitching last year, guys that are playing at the next level now.
Yeah.
So he knew it was going to be tough, but we're getting down to the nitty gritty here at the end of the regular season. So,
do you? Where's everybody at in the conference right now? Do you have the standings up?
In the South Division, which is UC is at the top, followed by Concord, then Glenville State, and West Virginia State. That's the top four.
Okay.
In the North Division is, I know Frostburg State's at the top, maybe I'm thinking Fairmont State at 2, and I cannot remember. I don't really look at the North Division all that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they play them, but then, they concentrate here in the latter part of the season in the South Division.
Yeah.
So, but big series coming up this weekend with UC and Concord.
Yeah.
4-game series on Saturday and Sunday, and then they'll finish the regular season with West Virginia State. We have 2 games down at Institute, and then 2 games at the Welch Athletic Complex. Excuse me.
Yep.
So
nice, beautiful new complex.
it is.
Yep.
For a baseball purist, it's not.
Yeah.
But it does. It works.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah, it's an all-purpose
Right.
facility, so it's all artificial surface.
Right.
But it's a neat view from behind the backstop because you're looking right across the river at the state capitol.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
you have the dome in the back drop. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. Well,
softball also. UC, I think it's in 3rd in the South Division, but they're playing well too.
Are they?
First-year head coach. Their regular season's getting ready to end too.
Yeah.
So, and then they'll go into the Mountain East Conference, which is down in Salem, Virginia.
Okay.
At a complex down there. It's a really nice complex.
Is it?
Yeah. So
Awesome.
they'll be down there, and then Mountain East Conference baseball will be at Epling Field in Beckley.
Yep.
So
Been there for a while now, hasn't it?
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Speaking of softball, high school softball is getting closer to postseason.
Yeah.
I think the MSACs are this week, and next week will be sectionals. So I'll tell you, we want one team that made a state championship in AAA last year, St. Albans Red Dragons, coached by Christian Watts. Last year's team ended up losing 5 starters, 6 seniors, and going into the last week of the regular season, they're 19-3.
That ain't bad.
Which I think is pretty good, especially given that their 3 losses came to defending champion Herbert Hoover, AA, defending champion Cabell Midland in AAA, and then rival Hurricane, who always has a crew of talented softball players. So, I think, they're a surprise team. Obviously, being from St. Albans, I may be a little biased, but
You see what I had on today, don't you?
that's right. Got the essay. He's repping the essay.
Got the essay on. There we go.
But you can't deny the 19-3 record. They've had huge wins over Boyle County, Kentucky, and Ironton, Ohio. Nitro has a good team. Beat them this year. South Charleston's doing really well this year.
Yeah, they are.
And obviously Hurricane. Anytime you can beat Hurricane it's a good day. So
Beat Cabell Midland too. Well, you said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what, they've got some talent though. They got a girl, Punky Harper, freshman.
Great name.
Yeah.
I saw her. I've seen her play.
Yeah. She's got 12 home runs as a freshman, batting .486, 1.125 slugging percentage, 35 RBIs, playing first base for him. I mean, you're talking about a girl that's playing against some of the best softball teams in the state.
Yeah.
And some in other states.
Producing like that.
And she's producing as a freshman, so that's pretty impressive. Obviously, the name that everybody knows in the area right now, Taven Stevenson, she committed to University of Kentucky as a middle schooler, and but she's having another great year pitching, 14-2 in the circle.
I committed to WVU as a middle schooler. Or
Did you really? In your mind?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
I didn't go. I didn't grow any.
I think Taven's on pace.
Yeah, she is.
So 1.34 ERA. So yeah, she's having another great year. And anytime you got a girl like that, I want to say on the mound, but softball, it's in the circle. Anytime you got a girl like that, you've got a chance. And so it's great to see her performing. Obviously, Jaden Conrad, she's committed to West Liberty, I believe. She's playing shortstop for St. Albans and having a great year. Batting .438.
Future Hilltopper.
That's right. And then Sydney Young, another very solid softball player, third base, batting .452 with 27 RBIs. So, I mean, it's looking good for St. Albans. I mean, it's going to be, that they've talked to Coach Watts, and he's he's talked about how much he enjoys being around this group, and obviously they lost a bunch of girls, but I think you have a program, sometimes you reload, and that's what they're doing. They just reloaded. I mean, Punky's brand new, and she's performing, so it'll be exciting. They got a section, probably going to be them in South Charleston, if everything goes the way that people think it will in the section. And then region is Woodrow, Oak Hill, Greenbrier, Easton, Princeton. So get to a state tournament.
Yeah, softball around here is really good.
Yeah, it is.
And, of course, I talk to Ryan Pritt all the time, and he covers softball for the Gazette-Mail. And, I mean, he's like, man, every night I could just look on the schedule and right here in this area, just pick out a game, and it's a great game. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you got a 1-0 game, a 4-3 game, a 3-2 game every night. But, I mean, you're talking about Lincoln County's very good.
Yeah.
We already mentioned Cabell Midland, Hurricane, St. Albans, South Charleston. And then you got Winfield, it's very, very good in Double-A, Herbert Hoover, Sissonville, Nitro. Yeah. I mean, just pick any location here in the Kanawha Valley, and you got good softball every night. So that's exciting.
It is, yeah. If you're a softball fan, this is the place to be, man. The Kanawha Valley is where it's at. Yeah. So, I mean, you're talking about a ton of college softball players in this area.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe more than any other sport.
I think you're right.
It's close.
Yeah. I mean, we had W Athletic Director Shane Lyons on the Brandon Lowe show the other day, and he was asked about why we don't have a softball program at WVU. Yeah. Well, it all came down to, financial stuff, Title IX things. He talked about weather. Can't really buy that. But, it's a hot topic amongst the softball people here in the state of West Virginia, because I think you're right. We've determined there's a lot of softball talent coming out of this state. Mm-hmm. And you see it right down the road here at Huntington. Yeah. Marshall's softball team. Oh, yeah. You see it in the MEC.
Who, last time I checked, they were number one in their division of the conference, I believe.
So you're seeing all the talent play at the next level. Yeah. So people are like, well, why doesn't, the largest college in the state have a softball team? Right. So does it change? I don't know. Do they ever get a softball team? I don't know. Yeah. But, but it gets back to, man, we've got a lot of talent here. If you're not out there watching it, you're missing. That's right. You're missing out on some high-level talent. I mean, Jamie Bailey come out of Hurricane. Mm-hmm. I was watching her on ESPN hit home runs with Virginia Tech. Yep. So, I mean, it's there. So, I mean, go out there and watch it.
Check it out.
Support it.
Yeah. This is the exciting time. We got, in our area, we got the MSACs, Cardinal Conference, and then sectionals next week.
Yeah. MSACs Friday and Saturday at Little Creek Park.
Yep. Which is also where the state tournament is held. Yep. South Charleston. Great job from the city to make that facility one of the nicest in the state. So
yeah. It's good stuff.
Good place to be.
What else you got going on?
Well, we've been planning a shootout for the summertime. We had it last year at West Virginia State. Yeah. Again, we've had athletic director Nate Burton on here before, and can't say enough about what he does for the community. I'll say it unashamedly any chance I can get, opening up his facilities to people that, can can come in and just kind of showcase what they have to offer at state. So for the second year in a row, he's opening up the new gym and the old gym for a shootout. The shootout's going to be run by the Red and Black Athletic Club, which is a new athletic club we talked about in St. Albans that's geared towards just improving facilities and giving children a better opportunity. But it's actually a threefold shootout camp clinic. This summer we're having it at the end of June. We have a referee clinic and camp led by, headed up by local referee Jason Wilkinson, Tank Scarborough, and he's also involved with it. So, and Will Samuel, and so that they're kind of taking care of that. But referees from all over the state coming in, assigners, evaluators on the high school and the college level coming in to help these referees that are participating in the camp be better. They're running 3-man crews. When they're not doing games, they're in the classroom watching film, listening to speakers, just trying to work on their craft. So you got to have some admiration for the guys that are showing up to that, trying to be better. They're an easy target. I know I've had my fair share of frustrations as a coach, but I also have never put the stripes on, so I can't really understand what they've been through, and I can admire and understand somebody who tries to get better at what they do. So that's partly what's going on here. We also have a 20-team shootout with a really good lineup of teams coming. So far committed, we've got Parkersburg South, Charleston Catholic, Herbert Hoover, South Charleston, Nitro, St. Albans, Polka, Hurricane, Winfield, Logan, Scott, Shady Spring, Parkersburg, Woodrow Wilson, just to name a few. And so, it's going to be a really competitive shootout, I think. Each team gets 3 games. So, try to match you up with even competition, and they'll get a chance to play in one of the most beautiful gyms, at West Virginia State that we have in our state. So the third thing that we're doing is a coaching clinic, along the lines of trying to be better. This is an opportunity for coaches locally and around the state and out of state to come in and listen to some really, really knowledgeable guys that have been there, done that, won championships. Right now, we haven't completely filled out the lineup of coaches for speakers, but we've got Dwayne Osborne, University of Charleston coach, who has won a conference championship, done a great job at UC. Brian Poor also won a conference championship, has done a great job at West Virginia State, had a great year this year, advanced into the regionals. Coach Ryan Airwood at Rio Grande, he's coming in, obviously built Tays Valley Prep from the ground up, had stops prior to that at Huntington Prep and Mountain State Prep and Hannon High School, and now he's at Rio Grande, his alma mater, and he's doing a great job building his program, getting his guys in there. And then wanted to sprinkle in some high school coaches too. So we've got Alan Osborne, who just recently won AA state championship, and obviously guru, all things pack line, man-to-man defense, and I'm excited to hear from him. And then also Jacob Gruss, who Jacob is a St. Albans native, ended up in Virginia, and has now won his 2nd state championship at Cave Spring High School in the state of Virginia. And so he's coming back home to participate in the coaching clinics. So that's an exciting thing. I think we want to make it the best. We're having a hospitality room that's next to none, and also a coaches/referees social at the Tap in St. Albans, West Virginia that night. So should be a good time for anybody listening. Spread the word. Referees, teams, coaches, we have room for participants. So
what was the dates again?
We're going to be doing it on June, let's see here. It'll be June 30th and July 1st. So we're going to be a 2-day event with 20 teams. If we can get 20, we're close to 20, so should be turned into a 2-day event. And open to the public, very small gate fee. You can watch some really good basketball this summer. And again, if you're a referee or a coach, get a chance to grow. So.
Yep. Sounds like fun. I know there's a lot of referees in the stands that probably need that education.
Yeah, referees in the stands, coaches in the stands. Here's an opportunity for you to work on your craft.
Sign up.
Yeah. Sign up. So,
yeah, get out there, sign up,
that's right.
get involved.
Yep.
In
other ways.
A good way.
Yeah.
I've been asked to referee before. And I'm like, nah, somebody's got to be on the sideline to evaluate you and talk about you. So, our referees do a great job. Of course, I'm friends with a lot of them. So if I say something bad, they'll send me a message. But
yeah. The only person we're not going to say anything else about is Chris Chafin.
No.
No more.
No, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Love you, Chris.
Hey, man, I tell you what, ice cream's killing it down here in Tays Valley.
Yeah.
You can't even get around that block.
I know. It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a great location. We're very fortunate to be there.
I just drove through, and it was packed.
Yeah. Well, we also, that's the hub for Josh Sharp Photography.
So maybe that's what was going on.
Yeah, but obviously it's a mutually beneficial thing.
Yeah.
Because
I saw a lot of little leaguers.
A lot of little leaguers getting their pictures taken for their team.
I got you.
Right beside our ice cream stand. So you can imagine how that's working out for us.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And then we got another location in St. Albans that's doing really good. Right on Main Street. A lot of local eateries right there, so it's easy to eat dinner and then walk straight over and get ice cream. And then one in South Charleston by the Mound, which is starting to catch on a little bit. Yeah. It's a new location. So, yeah, I mean, who doesn't like ice cream?
That's right off McCorkle, isn't it?
Right off McCorkle. You can see it straight from McCorkle.
Took a few buildings down.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're looking at the Mound, it's on the left.
Yeah.
Right there. So, and those are permanent locations, semi-permanent. We've plugged up to electric and treating it like a storefront. So, got 12 to 14 flavors in the trailers, and if that's not enough, you can go to St. Albans and get 30. So, that's a lot of ice cream being sold. Obviously, we've still had some crazy cool weather. I mean, yesterday and today was ridiculous.
Bipolar.
But I think we're getting very close to being completely done.
Yeah. And
when that happens, it's no holds bar.
How's your travel around Canal Valley nowadays?
My travel?
Yeah.
Like, where do I personally travel to?
Just travel in general.
I'm not.
I see on Twitter now, people are just all up in arms about construction.
Road construction. I'll be honest with you, man. I work in St. Albans.
You live in St.
I live in St. Albans. My kids play sports right now in St. Albans.
So you're not getting out on the interstate.
I am, but I'm staying off of the interstate.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I'm coming to Tays Valley, I hit Route 60, and I'll either go all the way down to Hurricane, or I'll cross the mountain on Poplar Fork.
Yeah.
If I'm going to Charleston, I'll drive down to South Charleston, or Montrose, and get on. There's no, other than rush hour, there's no problems from South Charleston to Charleston. So
I got stuck in traffic today on the interstate.
Westbound.
Yeah.
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 Guys.
And I even checked the West Virginia 511 website where it's got the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the live view.
Yep.
And it looked great before I left Dunbar. And as soon as I top over cross lanes there at the hill, I mean, it's a dead stop. It's a parking lot. It's like, oh, man, got me again.
Well, it won't be long. I mean, it seems like they're making good progress down there.
They are. They're wanting to. I've heard they're going to finish that new bridge and have everything switched over, all the traffic onto the new bridge and the new road by the end of this year. And then they'll tear down the old bridge and rebuild it and redo everything in there. And it'll be open by next year.
That's great.
So,
I mean, it's easy to get. Once it's done, it's going to be well worth it. There's 3 things that affect my life. One of them's done. One of them's going to be done within a year, and one of them's going to be done within 2 years. Number one, the new 35. Route 35, completely done now.
That's great.
Takes how many minutes off to Point Pleasant to Ohio? I mean, it's a point. It's probably 10 minutes, but 10 minutes off.
Not to mention the safety aspect of it.
Yeah, the safety aspect of it is phenomenal. I mean, if you're going to Columbus, man, you can get Columbus in some change, 2.5, or less.
Yeah.
If you're going to Dayton, you can get there in under 3, So that's one thing. Obviously, Interstate 64. That's going to be done. It's going to be great commuting from Charleston to Huntington. And then for us, people that like to go to Southridge, that Jefferson Road project's getting off the ground.
I went out there today, and right now it's brutal. I mean, I got stuck in traffic during lunch.
Yeah.
I had to go out there, and we had to go to AAA and do something with a coworker. So we went out and ate lunch and met Butch.
You love lunch.
Lunch. My whole work day revolves around lunch. We get there in the morning, we're looking at each other, and we're like, what's for lunch?
That's right.
I mean, that's what you do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm sure everybody else that works in the office does the same thing.
Oh, no. Some of us say that we walk into the kitchen at the school and we say, what's for lunch?
Right in the morning?
Yeah, first thing in the morning.
Don't you have a calendar, though, that tells you?
Yeah, but they don't always stick to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've had Mexican 2 days in a row. We had hard-shelled tacos yesterday and chicken fajitas. Cooks did a great job.
Yeah.
I love our St. Albans cooks.
I always loved school cooking's great.
Pepperoni rolls.
Yeah.
Telling you.
But anyway, back to Jefferson Road. I mean, that's going to be – I mean, they are moving some dirt now.
Yeah.
They're driving pilings out there. They've torn out all those houses on Jefferson Road. They have scalped the hillside.
Yeah.
They've got the bridge being built over by the South Charleston ice rink. They're by Target. So it's going to be coming in, and, I mean, things are moving out there. So that's exciting because that's just a beast trying to get through that traffic with all the lights and how it's configured, and then you throw in the train tracks, and it's just a mess.
Yep.
So that'll be good to get that done. Everybody's like, oh, we got the roundabout. I love roundabouts.
Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
I don't get.
It's one of my favorite things about going out of state.
Yeah. You don't have to set up a light.
Yeah, everybody has them.
So,
just keep going.
Oh, some people wreck. Well, people wreck it going straight down the interstate.
Yeah.
I see wrecks all the time happen on I-64 here in Tays Valley on a straight stretch.
Yep.
But yeah, I love roundabouts. So it's good stuff.
Awesome.
But anyway, food. I'm drinking coffee right now. What are you drinking? You got the big old jug of water.
Yeah, I'm on my 1 gallon of water per day, and I'm.
That's a gallon.
Yeah, 7 p.m. So I have to drink the entire thing by the end of the day. It's what I'm allotted.
How often do you go to the bathroom?
A lot.
I mean, I drink water, but I don't drink anything out of that. But during the day, I usually have bottled water.
Yep.
And I drink water with lunch. But man,
yeah, it helps me feel better when I do it and I can commit to it. I'm almost done. I've hit my goal. Wake up at 7, 8, 9. And you go all the way.
Do you find yourself like at 9 o'clock just chugging?
A lot of times I get ahead. That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Like during the day, it'll be 12 and I'll already be at 3. So that helps me.
Did you buy that on Amazon?
I did. You can get it on Amazon. Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a huge part of.
So a gallon of water, is that what's recommended?
You know what? I don't know if that's what's recommended or not. Amazon recommended it. So.
Well, they recommend a lot of things to my wife.
Yeah. Same. Those women love Amazon, don't they?
I mean, I like it too, but every time I log in, it's like 13 items in the cart, and I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Like bed sheets, pillows.
Yeah, the stuff we used to go to the store for.
Curtains, things like that.
I look on there, and it's like deodorant from Amazon, toothpaste from Amazon, toilet paper from Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had toilet paper on auto ship for a long time.
Really?
It's pretty sweet. They just ship it to your door.
Through the pandemic? Is that when you started it?
Yeah, I want to say we did.
Yeah.
And then we just shipped it.
Is that because of the shortage in Kroger and places like that? Or?
I don't know. I mean, Laura's the gal that buys the toilet paper in our house. So
yeah, I don't do any of that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, just ship it to our house and it's there. We have it. We never ran out.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'd have 50 rolls.
Yeah. Well, that's what we
on deck. But
Mary Ann stockpile stuff.
Yeah.
And but we never did run out. We didn't even get close to running out of toilet paper during the pandemic, when people were like running around. Mm-hmm. You couldn't find it on a shelf.
Speaking of the pandemic, did you see what Dr. Fauci said? He said that it's over.
The pandemic's over?
Yeah. He said we're no longer in pandemic level.
So what do they call that now?
I don't know. It was over for me a while ago. It was over for me a while ago.
So now that we're out of the pandemic, now we're into the high gas prices, you know. And people are just complaining about high gas prices. I mean, they're so high, but they don't ever say anything about the chimneys.
The chimneys?
Yeah, they're going through the roof.
Dad joke.
We probably ought to end it on that.
Yeah, we're starting to beat a dead horse. Oh, gosh.
Oh, episode 10 here on April 27th. It was good to be back here in the studio with Bryan here on the Biscuits, Brews, and Ball podcast. Of course, you can listen to every episode on Apple, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, as well over on YouTube on Video Productions. We'll load it up there as well, so you can see our smiling faces. What you got going on this week? Anything this weekend?
No, we're just hustling three ice cream locations and the tap and coach pitch baseball and soccer. So
let's hope for warmer weather.
Yeah, that's all we're doing this weekend. So, just hustling.
Yep, sounds good. So next time we'll get together right here on the Biscuits, Brews, and Ball podcast. Until then, have a great day.